Everybody ready?
You're doing behind the scenes today?
I'm really excited to be back for Dead City Season 2.
I think that this season was emotional, it was hard.
This season has been the most physically demanding that I've probably ever done.
Here we go.
I'm psyched that we got to bring the Bat back, but in a new way.
I adore her. To have Lucille back, that's when Negan is at his most Negan.
I'm not gonna kill zombies for a while. I'm on a break.
I look at our cast and I'm like, God, how did we get all these people to do this show? They're so friggin' good.
This is the first time I've directed, and I'm excited to share it with people. One more time.
No one told me that half the plate was real cockroaches.
This season delivered on things I've never seen in my world before.
It's pretty terrifying.
We blew the budget this season.
So look out.
It's gonna be great. Let's friggin' go.
Why all of a sudden do you want to bring back Manhattan?
We've lost too much.
In Season 2, Maggie, Negan, and all the others, they're going to be challenged in new ways and forced to confront some things that maybe they don't want to have to confront.
In order to keep surviving, you have to keep picking up new tools and you have to keep evolving.
This season is a new step in a direction that we haven't gone before. I've always loved the villain. There's no one more fun to play than Negan.
Could Negan be considered a lovable villain? He's almost like a superhero. His superpower is the ability to terrorize, the ability to manipulate.
When we were deciding to bring the Bat back, I knew I didn't even need to talk to Jeffrey about it because I knew he was going to be psyched.
I got a tattoo this year, and it says Lucille. And it helps that my wife played Lucille, but really it's the Bat.
Just like the original Lucille. Though I've added some, shall we say, improvements.
In Season 1, at the Crot, it says, "What's a rock star without his microphone?"
All the audience really wants are the greatest.
When Negan goes out onto the stage like a rock star, he's Lucille. Our props department is so creative, so imaginative.
This is Lucille 2.0, and that upgrade, of course, is electrical power. This was built by me. It takes me about 4 hours to build one of these. The prop master, John Sanders, who made the original, I copied his version. But then I actually hand chisel out the channels. These are 2 large fuses in there and a button. Jeffrey just said, please don't put the button on the pot. And then everybody thought the button was a little high until you actually put it in your hands and you realize that's about right for a thumb to hit a button. I definitely think this is the most iconic prop in the Walking Dead universe. Jeffrey Dean does not like to be separated from Lucille.
Yeah, I don't like all of it between takes, so that people always rush up. Jeff, can we take Lucille? No, I got it. I like having her. I like to swing her around. I've never had a prop in my life as an actor that felt so innately mine and feels like an extension of the character. And me personally, I adore her.
It's so funny. I have never picked up that bat. First of all, it was far heavier than I was expecting it to be. You just think of a prop as something that's just not gonna be as hefty, right? But the moment that Maggie actually picks it up and drags it after him with the intent to use it on him as he has on other people, sent chills down my spine. It's like a total powerhouse of feelings.
I think for so long we have pushed away that Negan because he knows what it means when it's in his hands, and I think at a certain point he has to accept her, and when he does, it's when Negan is at his most Negan.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
What's motivating Maggie this season is she really just wants to be there for her son.
We're finally moving past all of it.
But of course, there's stuff bubbling up under the surface.
It is so exciting to have this really meaty material and this dynamic between a mother and a son, and for a young person who can really deliver on it, it was really cool.
I thought you were done helping her. Can't you see what it is that she is doing?
What do you care? Herschel's relationship with his mother is a very complicated one.
You said you understood you. You said we could start over, but it's the same as it always is.
All the tension between us is largely born out of the fact that I don't have perspective on myself, and I thereby don't have perspective on my son, and I can't see the pain he's really in, and this is what makes him vulnerable.
It's also the fact that his mother is always obsessed with his father's murder. I think that is a huge issue for him.
I don't give a about Negan.
Herschel, okay.
Because apparently you're the only one who gets to give a about him and everything he did.
Logan Kim is awesome. I remember seeing all the auditions and kept asking for more. And then finally, Logan's audition came through.
Hi, my name is Logan Kim. I'm 5'3".
Probably within 10 seconds of his audition, I was like, I already knew.
Well, my audition was like a random title. Maggie was actually named somebody else. I just knew it was a mother-son kind of relationship.
Stop. I don't want to.
Yes, listen to me.
Fine. Jesus.
You're not watching an actor, you're watching a person. And that's what it felt like watching Logan.
What is this? Is it for me?
In one of his callback scenes, we wrote like a fake scene.
Herschel was practicing knife throwing, and this was for season 1, so I was like, ooh, knives, I like that.
And when he found out it wasn't gonna be in the show, he was kind of bummed because he was like, oh, I thought I was gonna be throwing knives in the show, and I felt kind of bad. So in season 2, I'm like, I'm gonna let him throw some knives.
And I just searched up YouTube videos, and I just started throwing them in my backyard. And when I came out here, we had the stunt guys, and they were like, well, let's just see, you know, what you got, because they were supposed to train me how to do it. So I just kind of just threw it at a wood wall and hit the target.
They practiced a bunch. I mean, he could throw knives. It was impressive.
You just got 50 innocent people killed. Yeah, and I don't want 50 more to have to die either.
Welcome to Dead City. I'm Dasha Polanco, and I play your character, Narvaez. Narvaez. There's so many ways to say it, but it's Narvaez.
Narvaez. Working with Dasha is amazing. Between takes, she's cracking jokes, she's got the crew laughing, she's got the cast laughing.
I am a fan of The Walking Dead. I used to watch it, and I had nightmares for a couple of seasons. I've been really excited to get the opportunity to be more of a villain, have fun, action, guts galore, blood. I've discovered so many things about her. At first, it was more of the physical, and how does she look, how does she carry herself, her mannerisms.
I got a call like the night before, and she was like, hey, what if Narvaez has a gold tooth? It was such an awesome idea. It just made sense for the character.
And here it is.
For the first few days, they painted on a gold tooth, and in the meantime, they put one together, a little cap they could put on, and it was a last-minute thing that I think really brought her character to life in the best way. I love that gold tooth.
This is my gun, a 1911 45. Beautiful. Bob on set has been such a great teacher.
My name is Bob Flannery. I'm the armorer. This is Narvaez's pistol. It is a Colt model 1911 in stainless steel with custom gold grips. We have been working with Narvaez to be able to take this whole thing apart, wipe it down, make it look like she knows what she's doing with it.
You know, I grew up outside of Jacksonville, surrounded by family. And then suddenly, I was all alone. But one person refused to give up on me. She soon be Governor Bird. She gave me this very pistol. She said it comes with a respect for order and justice. Load it up.
Nice. She's got it down.
I'm out of here.
I've got good news. Negan's willing to meet. We're gonna get the kids together for a play date, and us moms are gonna talk strategy. I better get keys to the city when this is all done.
Once we started really nail down who Bruegel was, it was just so obviously for Kim.
I'm not gonna kill zombies for a while. I'm on a break. I'm on a little bit of a break, so that off. Me, water, hydrate.
He can be in a scene and have no dialogue, and there's so much happening on his face. I really felt like he brought Bruegel to life in ways that were unexpected and only made the character richer.
Got yourself a lot of mirrors here, Slick.
Go big or go homeless.
How was my time with Kimmy Coates? He may be my new favorite person.
It's footage of the Kimmy in the traffic.
First time I met him was like at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was a big fan of Sons of Anarchy. I do a lot of my work this year with Kim, and we had so much fun.
The best Dead City wardrobe, without a doubt, is Bruegel.
It's kind of a sophisticated barbarian.
Gold Star. See? everybody wins. Well, not everybody, not the ones we're gonna rob and kill, but you understand what I'm saying.
Some people, they like to get really expensive, fancy watches. They're almost like these little trophies. Originally, I Googled the most expensive watch that exists in the world today. So I thought, hey, in the apocalypse, he could have just found that watch.
And when I saw the watch in the script, I said to Eli, let's make it a nice watch, but let's make it a Frankenstein watch. So that's exactly what I did.
Props created this amazing watch that's just specific to Bruegel.
I got a nice watch body and I took the innards out of it and I created this on my 3D printer, this watch face. And then I put a different watch band on it and I think it came out pretty awesome, actually. It's a really nice watch. Kim loves it, just like Lucille. This is his thing. This is his jam. Where's my watch?
Of course, it's got a little sneaky blade in it.
To create the illusion, because I obviously can't make an out-the-front knife, I have another version here that I put magnets in. And what I've done is I've created a small blade and magnet system that will lock that on. So when we shoot and you see Bruegel killing somebody with a knife in his watch, we actually freeze, and we come in, we pull off the watch face, which is magnetized, we slap this one on, and then we do the killing. And the actual out-the-front action is done by the VFX team.
He's playing the game and he'll do whatever it takes. He's got no principles about it. Who says there are rules, you know? That's metaphorically what the watch is all about.
You're playing the game either way. You always are.
Got any leftovers?
What's in it for me?
Well, what's in it for you is you don't have to eat a plate of cockroaches.
Do you know what happened? Am I gonna be the first to tell you? So, cockroaches felt like the thing you might eat in New York. That makes total sense to me, some protein. On the plate, they've got actual cockroaches that they fried up and put on the plate so that you see real cockroaches. And then they've got these fake ones that are made of dates.
So I made edible roaches. Almond paste is the middle, and gelatin and some food dye. We put a little peppermint oil in there to make them flavorful enough. I think we made 130 of those. The extra special one's just loaded with greasy tapioca. And the note from Michael Satrazemis is make it loaded down and greasy, but able to be cleaned off a costume in 30 seconds.
Yes, I did tell James Rosenthal to make an extra juicy cockroach because I wanted to see it shoot out of his mouth.
It looked tasty to me.
Christ.
Eating a plate of cockroaches when you're blind and your character doesn't get to wear glasses is a problem. No one told me that half the plate was real cockroaches. And they were like, oh, Jeff, this one's like filled, this is like a chocolate thing, and this one's filled with like custard or something. And I kept eating these things and going, that's not chocolate. And that certainly isn't custard. I'm like, I don't get it, you guys. This is bullshit.
Eating them, and he's like, this is disgusting.
Gourmet meals.
I couldn't see, just brown blurs. And so I probably ate 10 to 20 real cockroaches before I even found out there was real cockroaches on the plate.
So I put one in my mouth too, and it was disgusting. But they are baked and cooked, and they are edible.
You know, I got Jeffrey to eat cockroaches.
Oh, just how I like it. Crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle.
You've gone that way twice already. There you go.
Before I knew anything about season 2, I knew that the Dama was gonna have a rat. I called Lisa just to double check, but I was like, hey, are you cool if we have this like little pet rat this season? And she was like, oh, I love it.
Knew you could do it.
She fully embraces playing the bad guy and doing all these sort of like just sinister, wonderful things.
So we have a lot of rats in this show. Rats aren't my favorite, but I've held a few at this point, and they are kind of cute. We had a table of 10 eating rats. Jeffrey ate the rat, Bruegel ate the rat.
Not hungry?
But the Dama does not because she has a pet rat.
I hear Raccoon the Poil is on the way.
Of course, we've never did anything to harm a live rat. We never would. But then I actually did squish rats with a footprint in it, which sets off a chain of events.
How could you do that to an innocent creature? I'm my friend.
I came here to make peace.
You are nothing without me.
You are nothing without me!
There's something about both how Lisa and Joko can play these characters that you don't want with them.
The day we shot The Burning, there were these pipes, and they were all shooting flames, and you could feel the warmth of it. Help! Help me! And the coat rack was very heavy.
Eli, help me! Get it off!
They had a really strong line rigged to it, so they could have pulled it up off me, but it wasn't easy. And you know, you have to do it over and over and over again.
Look at the flames and then roll to them there. You looking at them? Yeah.
It was intense.
Herschel! Jenny!
We have walkers in this season who we find without hearts in them. You can actually see inside that there is nothing there.
Here we go, and action.
Come on, lay her down.
So we're doing this really interesting scene where we've got this tribe, the Foragers, that live inside of Central Park. And our heroes get to see this sequence where they've lost one of the Foragers and they have this ritual. So Roxana takes the dead Forager and she's got this great stone, she smashes ribs, and then she has a knife that was forged of Central Park iron bench, which she cuts her open, they cut the heart out as part of their ritual before they send the dead Foragers out to be walkers.
They're just these corpses, these walkers with this hole in their chest.
The idea of carving the heart out came from that Aztec ritual. They would do these sacrifices where they'd carve out their heart. So years ago, I spent some time in Kathmandu, and I was walking by the river, and I heard this moaning, and there was a funeral going on, and people were just like moaning and sort of screaming, and it was so like moving, it was so powerful to see this expression of grief. I feel like so often here, at least in America, it's like we're taught to hold it in, that if you lose somebody, if something terrible happens, it's on you, and don't let it out.
I think what's so interesting about it is, like, in contrast to kind of the way Maggie deals with her emotions and how she holds a lot of it in, the Foragers are very open with their emotions. And as a community, they share a pain, a happiness, all those things. And so she gets to see how they go through that process. The trick on this, and we can assign how this happens, but it's going to start with you, and then it's 3, and then it's 5, and then it's 9, and then it's everybody, something like that. It's been really interesting, like looking at all the different music and movie references, and then kind of creating our own for that, for what that sound is. It's almost like this spiritual, ethereal, not as much sadness, but, you know, celebration of life. And action.
It's actually really beautiful how they have been able to find a way to still have ritual, to still celebrate life, and to still have community and move on in the face of all this tragedy.
And how funny that all this time there was this little collective in our own backyard.
This season I actually got to direct episode 6. I really like that 6 is sort of the beginning of the final piece of the season.
Okay, that's good. Stop there.
It was really exciting. Lauren really wanted to direct. It was one of the greatest joys of doing the show, was getting to work with her not only as an actor, but as a director.
She's such a pro. She's just done an amazing job, and I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to work with her as an actor and as a director.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys.
If you could go anywhere, what would you do?
My favorite scene to direct in episode 6 was with Joko and Jeffrey in the top floor of the cathedral, reflecting on their past and sharing a cigarette, a normal thing that 2 guys might sit on a stoop and do, but within this insane context. I just loved it.
Who says you could not go anywhere? Clean slate.
The sequence that follows is really one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the whole episode.
Betrayed me!
Lauren directed the scene between the Crowd and Negan and the church when they have their big fight.
Take it from that move.
To see two men that were brothers to rail on each other in such violence is just a really crushing moment.
To turn back towards me again.
They choreographed this amazing sequence and then really nailed it. But it was a lot for those guys. They were huffing and puffing.
Did I whack the hard that time?
They were really like broken and exhausted and drenched in sweat.
The next day, Jeffrey came in and could barely walk.
What I realized that day was getting hit by a baseball bat's not fun. Ouch, it hurts.
I saved you from her. You should be thanking me.
Negan has gotten in fights with everybody in the Walking Dead world. And then he gets his ass kicked by Jelko, who's like this big.
Speedy old.
So that was kind of awesome.
That was amazing.
The bear scene was very complicated.
I don't know what I did to deserve it. It was the hardest and best experience of my life. I think it's the biggest VFX sequence that we have ever done. We knew we could afford 26 shots of the bear. So we storyboarded to within an inch of our life.
And then we were like running from the bear, and throwing a knife at the bear.
As you all know from seeing the show before, you have to drum up so much adrenaline and cortisol, and that is not as conducive to stepping back and thinking about what shot you need to do next. Look at me, Negan. Luckily, I had everybody helping keep me honest because I wanted to stay in the zone as much as I could. Imagine the bear.
Seeing her work and acting towards a bear that's not actually there, and the director made is like super crazy.
Good, cool, okay, ready? And action!
Episode 2-8 has a big battle sequence, and it was pretty epic.
As far as that church was brutal. We shot 2 days for that ending sequence, which we needed a week for. And so it's kind of all hands on deck. So if you need me to be off camera, like sliding swords into a shot for him to step on or whatever, then that's part of the deal. And our whole crew, I can testify, did that.
Good, here we go!
That's just a testament to an amazing crew.
That's actually Kim Coates with a real flamethrower. There's a lot of stunts going on there, but that's real.
Having Kim Coates is a very lucky thing. And that day, it was like a kid in a candy store. I took 100 stills that night of him with that flamethrower. Just 2 kids playing make-believe and having a great time. Shouldn't have come here. Glad you did.
Maggie stabs Negan in this season. This is a cathartic release for her to stab him. For Lauren and Jeffrey, it was a big deal and it was a big moment.
Hey, go back to the top, please. Back to the top.
Interestingly, the closest that they've ever been. And it wasn't scripted that we would do it that way. It was just the way I sort of come upon Jeffrey.
Great.
I don't think it's any coincidence that it appeared as a bear hug.
She is a mama bear that would tear out your throat with her teeth right after she gutted you with her claws.
Negan just gets screwed, you know what I mean? It sucked, I don't want to get stabbed.
I'm doing this. You got no choice.
I think we've established that everything hurts for Jeff right now.
That's it then.
So where do we go from here?
There's a lot unresolved for Maggie in that I don't know what is going to happen with Herschel.
He cares for his mom still. It's just that Herschel chooses the Dama over his mom, which is pretty insane.
Maybe I'll have to kill Maggie, I don't know. I don't think they'll let me. She's their hero.
Just know I will always be here for you.
It's kind of like she's in a free fall.
Was I a little bit sort of teary on the coverage with Herschel?
When we see the Dom at the end with Herschel, it's not over. She's still gonna keep him in her grip. We end the season on Negan, Maggie, and Armstrong inspired to fight for a better world. We will start to see the 3 of them working together to accomplish that.
Walking through the woods, a man comes to a fork in his path. Which way does he go?
I have the dialogue that wraps up the season. It helps to set me up on that kind of epic journey like Negan and like Maggie has been. So really cool honor, and it's great to be a part of the team.
I've actually forgiven Negan and unshackled myself from something that could have been the death of her.
I think Negan is kind of going full circle in some ways, but he's come back a lot wiser than he was.
The story's not over yet.
In so many ways, we are just at the beginning of something. And I'm so grateful for that.